Hi, I'm Barb, and I want to ask you a difficult question. Imagine you're 66 years old. You've been married for 36 years. You've got a life, a history, and a future you thought was already planned. And then one day, everything changes. You discover something about your husband's past involving your daughter that you could never forget or ignore. Thankfully, my daughter had many years to work through this, and she even helped me. But this was something that changes everything you thought you knew. What would you do? Would you stay or would you go? Hmm. I didn't sit there and debate it for months. I didn't go back and forth wondering what to do. I knew. I knew I could not stay in that situation. I could not stay with a man who had hurt my daughter so many years ago. I couldn't do it. But knowing what to do and actually doing it are two very different things. Believe me. Because at 66 years old, I was about to walk away from a 36-year marriage with an empty bank account. And I had no idea what my future was going to look like. No plan, no roadmap, just unknown. And I want to be honest with you. I wasn't feeling strong. I wasn't feeling fearless. I was feeling scared, uncertain, and I had so many questions I couldn't answer. What is my life going to look like now, alone? Am I going to be doing okay on my own? How do you start over at this stage of life? And in that place, I turned to God. Not perfectly, believe me, not with polished words, but in desperation. There were nights I sat alone and cried, not knowing how I ended up here. Why did I not see what was happening in my home? Why did I bring this man into my children's lives? How can I accept that it was too late to fix it? But I want to say this clearly. I was not alone in those nights. Even in the uncertainty, I felt God with me, not removing all the pain instantly, but carrying me through it. And slowly, my faith began to grow. Not because life got easier, but because I realized I wasn't walking through it alone. Thank you, Jesus. And sometimes that's what life comes down to. Not having every answer, not knowing you're not alone. So I made the decision to leave, and that decision was only the beginning, as you can imagine, because what came next was learning how to rebuild a life I never expected. I didn't feel relief. I felt the weight of it because I wasn't just leaving a situation. I was leaving a 36-year marriage, a life I'd known most of my adult years. And even when you know it's right, it still hurts. I remember thinking, how did my life end up here? Everything felt heavy, and I had to face something I didn't want to face. That I was stepping into a completely unknown season. Not routine, there's no clarity, just totally unknown. Let me tell you, at this stage of life, starting over doesn't feel like excitement. It feels like vulnerability. It feels like extreme loss. But I kept turning back to God, even when I had no words, even when I was exhausted. And slowly, something started to shift. Not because everything changed overnight, not because I started learning how to stand in a new season. It was just one step at a time. And I want to say this to you. You are not alone. You don't have to see the whole path to take the next step. You don't. You don't. Just move forward. Pray. One day at a time. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing even now, 9 years later. And that's why I started this channel, Blessed Boomer, because I know I'm not the only woman over 60 rebuilding life after everything shifts. So here's the thing. This space is for women like us who are healing, rebuilding, and learning and leaning on faith again. So if this connected with you, you're welcome here. Yes, you are. We'll walk this together. And remember this. It's not too late. It's not too late to heal. It's not too late to rebuild. It's not too late to start again. One step at a time. I hope to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it.